Hello, gorgeous beings. We are in the end of October, right before Halloween, and we have officially moved into Scorpio season. And so, Scorpio season, the energy of Scorpio, we're moving out of the superficial and into our depths, into the unseen, deeper connection with our hidden motivators. This is an amazing time for deep inner processing and a great time for letting go of what no longer serves us. And sometimes during Scorpio season, we'll have major realizations about what no longer serves us. Sometimes it just becomes glaringly obvious, where previously it just didn't sink in. So what I'd like to do today is connect in and see what we can shift for you to really help you move through this Scorpio energy with joy, with excitement, with whatever it is that you need, whatever you need to let go of, that it happen with ease, that it happen in a magical way, because to me, Scorpio season is very magical. Scorpio energy is often connected to the mysterious, the occult. That word occult simply means hidden. It doesn't have anything to do with negativity. We're just talking about what's hidden knowledge, secret knowledge. So I love this time of year, obviously, doing what I do. So let's see what needs to be done. Let's see how we can support you at this time. So I'm going to go ahead, connect in, do a little prayer of intention, and see what needs to be shifted. So just going to have you relax your body for a moment, close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, and release it whenever you're ready. So I would like to call upon and invoke or bring forth the very highest vibration of source energy, which is love, to step into this clearing. I'd like to ask that all of the beings who are working with us, and what I'm seeing is that we have some spirit guides, and spirit guides in the form of animals, spirit guides who maybe you haven't been working with intentionally, or spirit guides who you haven't been connecting with in a while. So what I'm hearing is that you may have connected with some of these spirit guides years ago and maybe simply just let go of that conversation, let go of that dialogue. They never went away, but they're coming through in a much more powerful way. The other thing that I'm hearing to tell you is that you have some spaces, some sacred spaces in your life. This could be places where you used to like to go and walk, or you used to like to go and sit and meditate, or bring your cup of coffee or tea and sit, and these places are calling you back. So I just want you to let that come back into your mind, wherever you have some sacred spaces in your world, that you revisit these places. It feels that these places have some energy, some wisdom that they want to share with you. So I want to bring that to your attention and bring that message through. So we were asking for all of the beings who are working with us to come forward with ease, and I'd like to ask that I remain neutral and clear on behalf of this listener. So let me go ahead and connect my high self to your high self and work with myself, listener's high self, or both, no one. So is there a block here to receiving? Yeah, there's a block here for you to get quiet. There's a block here for you to receive. You've been in a state or in a place of lots of mental activity, lots of worry, lots of anxiety, thinking about the future, worrying about the future, thinking of to-do lists, and there's a block here to really sinking in and getting reconnected to spirit, to your spirit guides, to energies in the earth, to sacred spaces. So let's go ahead and release that right now. Let's clear all forms of mental overwhelm, all forms of emotional overwhelm. And I want you to take a nice deep breath again and just breathe in and release it right through the center of your chest. So as you inhale, you're expanding, and as you exhale, you let all of that energy flow out through your chest. Let it all just go. So now, my high self listeners, high self, or both, now both, are there any blocks here to receiving or benefiting from this session? No. What about the modality or from me? No. Good. So how long for my prep, my self listeners prep, their high self? Let's apply the entire prep to work list. Let's download all of the most leading edge information, wisdom, light, understanding, expanded possibilities, anything that needs to be cleared and how to do it, and all the potentials and the possibilities that we need to have downloaded right now today when it comes to working with Source in a more powerful way. So we all have a life purpose. We all have a soul vision. And one of the things that I'm hearing to tell you, you may have been thinking recently, or it might just be a kind of, I call it just a wandering thought. It kind of comes in and goes out, about taking a trip or visiting some place that might be near and dear to your heart, or thinking, oh, I'd really like to go back to wherever it is again. I really felt connected there. And this is sort of connecting into that message earlier about sacred spaces. Sometimes it's really good for us to get away and experience ourselves in another place, in a different energy. Brings out different connections, different qualities. It's a different synergy. So I just want to open that up to you to consider, if you have been thinking about a trip, if you have been thinking about, this could just be a day trip to a space where you really feel expansive. I want to urge you to make that happen, because there's something there for you. Like I said earlier, even in the form of a realization, even in the form of an aha that is wanting to burst through. So let's go ahead and move forward. I want to ask, what is the lowest level of consciousness for anyone on my high self committee? Where is my soul's consciousness or level of awareness on behalf of this listener? Lowest level of consciousness for anyone on their high self committee. Where's their soul's consciousness or level of awareness? So the next thing I'm hearing to tell you is that there's a lot of creativity that's moving forward, that's wanting to come through. And this is creativity in new ways. So maybe, for example, you really love certain types of crafts. What I'm seeing is that there are other manifestations of your creative ability that want to come through, that want to manifest. This is a really fertile, creative time for you. So just want you to keep that in mind as you are moving through your week, as you're moving through your day-to-day, to allow that to come through. And really, the starting process for that may be you journaling, maybe you starting to write down your thoughts, stream of consciousness. Let messages come through. Just let everything come out so that you can go back and read and see what's there, what wants to have a voice. So let's go ahead and move forward. Where is my ego listener's ego? Any remaining blocks to receiving or benefiting? So what do we need to clear for anyone listening about moving into Scorpio season? So, first of all, we want to release any fear. We want to release any fear about the idea of going into your depths, to go into the mystery of life, to who you are, to visioning your life in a new way. Sometimes there's fear there because we can perceive change or transformation as being threatening, as upsetting the apple cart, but really, there's growth and there's new life and there are new experiences and new opportunities for joy and fun and pleasure and friendship. And so we want you to be able to embrace all of that, not be afraid of change. Let's release all reasons and levels of anxiety, clear the infinites of reasons, the hundreds of reasons, and the thousands of levels. Where else is there anxiety? Let's go back to the fear. So fear can just be a program, an energy that's been with you for so long. It's just become part of your expression. And so this is a fear program, an energy of defeat that is activated, originally from a past life. What's the remaining or the resulting energy from this experience? Fear of change. So can we clear it? Let's go ahead and clear the lifetime, the program, the energy, and remove the discord. Let's release all this fear of change, and let's expand this a bit more. And let's release any fear of change that you've picked up on from your genetic lineage, your ancestral lineage, where you may have been told that changing so much or wanting to change is irresponsible, that you have to stay rooted and fixed and stay where you are and stay where it's safe and just stay in your job because you have a consistent paycheck and don't try to go outside the box. We want to release that. So let's clear any self-punishment about the idea of change. Let's clear all fear of life that you picked up through your ancestral lineage on either side. Genetic lineage programming of exhaustion when it comes to change, let's release it. To what degree can this listener experience change as exhilaration? Now over 100%. Where else do we need to go? Let's clear blocks to the understanding that experience is really the process of learning, of evolution, and that really our intention in being here is growth. Let's release any soul beliefs that are getting in the way of your expansion. Where else is there a block to experiencing change as something that is positive, nurturing? What else do we need to release? Let's clear all body programs. So what types of body programs? Now, when we're in Scorpio season, Scorpio is a water sign, and we're talking about expansion of emotion and depth of emotion. And so we get into, the shadow side of Scorpio, which can be about jealousy and manipulation. Sometimes Scorpios get a bad reputation, that shadow side of Scorpio, but it's that energy of Scorpio. The reason why we're going so deep is this is an emotionally oriented sign. So let's look at what you have on moving into your emotional depths. What's there? Let's clear insecurity. Let's clear energies of overwhelm. Let's look at where you are having a tendency to brush over or hide your emotions, even from yourself, because of vulnerability, the fear of helplessness. Let's clear any programs of social suicide, clear any guilt about expanded emotional energy. Let's clear any confusion and any energies of anger, any energies of helplessness. Where would anyone listening believe that being emotionally oriented is a disadvantage? Let's clear hardship around emotion and emotional expression. Let's clear any negativity held on emotion. Let's clear any helplessness. Where else is there a block to emotional expression? Honesty about emotion. Using emotion as a way to really connect in, tap into what's really going on. No blocks. So what do we need to download now? Let's download gentleness during this time, freedom of expression, freedom to feel, freedom to be honest with yourself, to be honest with others in a generous and gentle way, in a direct way. Let's download love and playfulness, download optimism, purpose, passion, energies of determination, energies of relaxation. Anything else that we can clear or download about the magic of this transformative time? Yeah, let's download abundance and health, harmony, creativity, and courage. To what degree has that been applied? Is there anything else I need to clear or download for anyone listening? Yes. Let's go back to our discordant energies chart. Let's clear all programs of isolation, all programs of anger, helplessness, and loneliness. So this is another thing that can come up during these times. We go into our little shell. We want to process. We want to go into a deep inner process, and we might have a tendency to isolate ourselves and then drop into loneliness, just drop into overwhelm. And there's nothing wrong with that, except that sometimes it's unnecessary, that we don't have to isolate ourselves in order to have a deep inner process. We can share our process with others, receive feedback, and that can create even more growth, even more awareness, so we aren't getting stuck. So let's clear any separation from connection with others. Let's release any resistance to connection. Clear any indecision about sharing. Let's open this up so that when you're sharing, you can be discerning about the right person to share your process with. So let's release any guilt about your deeper emotions and any belief here that you're a burden when you're deep and introspective. Let's give everybody a little boost to integrate that. Does everybody agree that that's cleared? Is there anything else that I need to clear or download? Is there anything more to do? Any blocks to deeper connection with intuition, with psychic ability? Any blocks to connecting with deceased loved ones, if anyone is choosing to do that? No. And is there anything else that we need to clear or download to bring in a clearer connection with spirit guides? Yes, so let's do that. Let's clear all fatigue and guilt, any energies of abuse of self, and any energies of disappointment. There's a tendency here that when you're connecting to spirit guides, you are receiving messages, but you're kind of fluffing it off and thinking, I'm just making it up. And so what we want you to know is you're not making it up. So what you hear, the messages that you receive, go with it. Share it with others. Ask others in your life who you really trust and respect if the message makes sense to them, if they can give you their perspective about how this message applies to your life. And sometimes the people who know us well, who really love us, have these really great perspectives that we can miss about ourselves. And so share your journey, share your experience. You don't have to be in isolation. That's perfect. Now let's go ahead and download some healing symbols to your being. We want to really ground and expand this healing energy into your being. Let's download supportiveness and faith, love, wisdom, compassion, and friendliness. And I want to go ahead and apply the mop-up list. I want to thank my high self, all of the beings who are working with me, your higher self, all of the beings who are working with you, everyone working with us, bringing forth light and awareness and healing and releasing all limitation and fear. And so it is. Have an amazing Scorpio season. I'm so excited we're in Scorpio. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that this really feels supportive to you. I'm back in the flow of doing my weekly clearings. I'm working with my partner to create a new YouTube channel so that we can upload all of the past free clearings so that you have a selection there that you can go and connect into any free clearing that fits where you are in your life and listen, receive, be supported. So look for that. I'll be releasing a newsletter when that's ready. So excited to be reconnected with all of you. Have an amazing week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.